Hello everybody, welcome to a reading vlog. This one is going to be over the next couple of days, so a weekend reading vlog because today is Friday. I have quite a lot of books that I want to read and talk about with you guys, and I also want to work on my blanket. I'm crocheting a blanket right now, which I will show you in a bit. And I'm so excited about it. I'm having such a fun time. I finished up a blanket like a couple of weeks ago, and then I started a new one, and honestly, I think we can finish it this weekend. So we'll see where the next few days takes us. I have pretty hefty plans, both reading wise and then also just in terms of things that I want to do for this vlog, because I really want to do another puzzle. I haven't done a puzzle in a while, and I thought that would be something fun that we could do in this vlog. And then I also just bought Animal Crossing, which I have not ever played Animal Crossing, which is kind of crazy. So I bought Animal Crossing, and I'm probably going to mess around with that this weekend. It comes in tomorrow, so we'll unbox that together, and it should be really fun. I'm very excited for this vlog. I'm very excited to just be vlogging in general. I'm hoping to also film a couple of videos this weekend, so pretty ambitious plans. So let's talk about what I'm currently reading and what I hope to finish this weekend. So I'm in the middle of two books currently. The first one is a reread, which is City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I decided pretty recently that I wanted to reread The Mortal Instruments and then continue on with Cassie Clare's other books. I've never read anything other than The Mortal Instruments by her, and so I thought it would be fun to go on that adventure together. I have been listening to this on audio. I finished City of Bones a couple of days ago. I started City of Ashes, and I'm pretty far into it. I have about 150 pages to go, so I feel like I'm gonna be able to finish that, especially if I'm listening to my audiobook and crocheting or doing a puzzle, because I feel like those activities pair well with an audiobook. And then I'm physically reading Morning Star by Pierce Brown. This is the third book in the Red Rising series. I have read the first two books twice, so those were rereads for me as I'm making my way through the rest of the series. I honestly just didn't remember anything from the first two, so I gave those a reread, and I'm on to book 3, and I am loving it so far. I just love Pierce Brown's writing. I love the characters in this series. I love the plot and the world, and the fight scenes are actually quite entertaining. So I've really been enjoying my read of this. I only have about 120-ish pages left, so I feel like I can finish this tonight or early tomorrow, and that way I can jump into the other book that I want to read in this vlog, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it this weekend, so I might end up carrying this vlog over past this weekend. I don't know. We'll see where the days take us, but I really want to start Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I've never read a Jane Austen book before, and I'm really trying to make an effort to read more classics this year. I feel like starting with Pride and Prejudice as my first Jane Austen is going to be a good move, just because I do love the movie adaptation of it. I kind of know the story already, and I feel like I'll be able to better follow along, and I also really want to annotate this copy. I have all of Jane Austen's books in these, I don't even know what these are, the Arcturus editions or something. Yeah, so these are fairly newer. I would love to collect cooler copies of this, but I do really like the color scheme, and I like that I have a matching set of all of the Jane Austen books. I'm just really excited to experience Mr. Darcy and just the whole crew that we are already familiar with, and see the text that inspired such a phenomenal movie. I think this is going to be such a fun read, and I'm very excited, and hopefully I can make some good progress in this. in this vlog. And then like I said, I've been working on my blanket. So I wanted to show you guys because I'm honestly quite happy with how it's turning out. So the color scheme for this one is like neutrals with a pop of maroon. So it's a striped blanket. So this is what it's looking like so far. Like, I hope you can see that well. This is kind of what the pattern looks like. I honestly am very happy with the progress so far. I've been having so much fun doing this. It's just such a nice way to kind of relax and listen to my audiobook, or sometimes I watch like TV while I'm doing it. I feel like it helps when I'm like doing something with my hands to like relax, to really relax in the evenings. So yeah, that is the progress of my blanket so far. I'm hoping to finish it this weekend, and I'm so excited. So I will definitely be showing you guys the progress on this and keeping you posted. And then I also have to think about what my next project is going to be. I might do like a sunburst blanket. I've been thinking about doing that for a while, and I feel like I want to experiment with granny squares. I have never done those before, so I think that will be fun, but we'll see. We can brainstorm that after I finish this guy. So yeah, I think that is a long enough intro, and I will check back with you guys once I have a reading update. Quite a few updates for you guys. First, let's start with some reading updates because progress has been made. A book has been finished, a new book has been started, so there's lots to catch you up on, okay? First, I made significant progress in Morning Star by Pierce Brown. I am now on page 359, so I have about 150 pages left of this. I will definitely be able to finish it either today or tomorrow, just sometime soon, which I'm very happy about, and I am absolutely loving this third installment in, I was gonna say the Moral Instruments, but in the Red Rising series. I don't think I talked about what this series is about, but the first one, Red Rising, we are following this world that is broken up in class systems by color. So golds are the best, most valued, and they're sort of high society. And then we have the reds that are enslaved. And this takes place in space across multiple different planets and moons. But our main character, Darrow, is a red who lives on Mars. One day, Darrow goes undercover, basically, as a gold to try to infiltrate the society from within and break down this class system and just help the reds crawl their way out of slavery. The first two books were absolutely fantastic, like 5 stars. They were so good, and This third one is shaping out to be not much different. It is also so good. There have been some really sad character moments, and just the found family in this series is one of my favorites. I also love all of the fight scenes. I feel like I can really picture myself there, and I feel like Pierce Brown also does a good job of adding a little bit of humor throughout this series. So overall, I'm having such a good time, and I'm very excited, but also very nervous to finish this book. But my other reading update is that I have finished City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, so I can take this bookmark out. Obviously, this is a reread for me, so I don't have too many thoughts, except this was fine. It is a decent installment in The Mortal Instruments. It's not my favorite by any means, and I also don't absolutely love The Mortal Instruments, but I feel like I needed to read it before I explored the rest of Cassandra Clare's world, and I didn't remember anything from the series, so I'm glad I read it. But then I also started listening to City of Glass, which is book 3. And my camera battery is about to die. So I have been listening to City of Glass. I'm not far in at all. I think I'm on chapter 2. So I am this far into it. But I'm going to keep listening to it. But the reason that I was able to listen to so much of my audiobook is because I have made quite a bit of progress on my blanket. It's looking really good. I also ran out of the maroon, and the other maroon color I had is like one shade darker, but we're not going to talk about that because I don't really care enough to redo it and buy the correct yarn, so we're just gonna have to live with it. But I feel like it's looking really good. I'm very happy with it, and I think based on the size of it so far, I might just have to do one more of these, like, of the batch, you know, the white and then the 3, and then I think I'll be done. So I really do think I can finish it this weekend and hopefully make some more progress in City of Glass. But I also listened to that on my little walk earlier. I took Ollie on a walk, and it's like really rainy and gloomy outside, so it was a very muddy but cozy walk, and I feel like this weather is also perfect for staying inside and reading all day, so it's been ideal. It was such a nice walk. And then the last update I have is I got a package from Amazon, and I talked about it earlier, but I ordered something. I finally got Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Switch. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to finally play this and see why everyone loved it, especially during COVID, and I'm so happy to have this in my hands. So honestly, I'm probably going to sit down and play this for the next couple of hours and just figure out how I'm going to live my island life. I'm pumped. I'm very excited for this. So this is probably what I'm going to be doing for a little bit of today, but I'm still hoping to get back to some actual reading because I really want to finish this and then start Pride and Prejudice this weekend. So those are all my updates, but I'm gonna go play now, and I will talk to you guys later. I'm here with some updates because tragedy has struck. I ran out of white yarn, and that is the biggest chunk of the last portion that I need, so that's really frustrating. So I guess I'm not going to be finishing this blanket this weekend, but I'm going to hopefully buy some yarn this week, and then we can do it in the next reading vlog. I don't know. I might just go get some yarn later tonight if I'm feeling really motivated. But I do have a couple of reading updates because I did finish Morning Star by Pierce Brown. I finished her. She was perfect. She was everything that I wanted in a conclusion to the original trilogy. This is the kind of book that makes me question whether any other book ever has been 5 stars, because this was so good. I mean, it was just the found family, the twists and turns, the political intrigue. There were so many reveals and just so much action and betrayals and everything that you could ever want in a sci-fi political book. It was in here, and I just absolutely loved it. I was so sad, honestly, when it ended. I am still recovering, and it's going to take me a while to get over what actually happened in this book, but I'm so glad that I finally read it, because I feel like I've been putting it off for a few years now, and I really wanted to know how it ended, so I'm glad I read it. I'm very sad that it ended, but I'm very hopeful and excited by like what actually happened at the end. I think it was very exciting, not at all what I was expecting. At one point I was genuinely thinking how our characters were going to get out of certain situations, and Pierce Brown, he did that. He really did that. Nothing felt convenient, nothing felt too easy. Our characters really go through hell and back in this book and just the broader series as well, and I feel like they really earned and they really deserve the ending that they got in this book. I'm so excited to pick up Iron Gold. It's technically not on my April TBR because I was thinking I would just finish this book and then perhaps read it in the coming months, but my audiobook for it just came in, and I've been really loving listening to the audiobook and following along in my physical copy for this series because the audiobook is so good. The accent of our narrator is everything, and I've really enjoyed the way he does all of the voices. I think that he's a really good audiobook narrator, so I might step away from my I might step away a little bit from my April TBR and read that soon. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see. And then I've also been listening to City of Glass. I am only on page 119, so I still have a long ways to go, but I feel like it's hard to talk about a reread because I know what's happening, and even the things that I forgot when they happen, I think, oh yeah, I remember that happening. So it's hard for me to really talk about it, but I'm enjoying my rereads. I mean, they're not the best books in the world, but I'm having a lot of fun. I feel like there's just this YA nostalgia surrounding the Mortal Instruments that I'm a huge fan of. So I'm really enjoying listening to these on audio, even though they're not the best quality of books. And then my last reading update is that I started Pride and Prejudice. I'm on page 15, so I did not make really any progress. I just read the first 2 chapters and I'm intrigued. I like the writing. I think it's going to be digestible for me, and I'm really excited to see how things play out in the book. I'm also going to be annotating. I picked out my annotation tabs. I have my pens. I'm ready to really dive into this book, and I'm excited. So the plans for the rest of the day, because today is Sunday, which is the last day of this vlog, I definitely want to make it to at least page 50 of Pride and Prejudice. But I feel like I've made pretty good progress already this weekend. I'm very proud of myself for finishing 2 books, even though I was already in the middle of both of them, but still, we're gonna give credit where credit is due, okay? I would ideally, like I said, like to get to page 50 of Pride and Prejudice, but I also really want to play Animal Crossing because, you guys, I am now understanding what I was missing this whole time, because that game is so good, honestly. Like, it's so much fun. I'm having a good time. I like very into the beginning of the book. I'm in the very early stages of the game, obviously. I just got it yesterday, but I picked my island, I set up my little tent, and I definitely want to continue exploring and do like those daily check-in things to get miles or points or whatever it is, and I feel like I'm really going to enjoy it, so I want to keep playing that. I also started a puzzle yesterday. I am going to do like a Chicago puzzle that I have because duh, and I am having fun with that as well. I just don't know if I'm going to get around to it today, just depending on how much Animal Crossing really sucks me in. I really want to do something about this blanket because we're so close. We're so close to the end, and it's really bothering me, honestly, that I don't have the white yarn because I'm so close. And I have enough of the black and tan and maroon to finish the blanket if I just had this much of the white yarn. So we'll see what I end up doing about that, but that is all for this little check-in. I am going to go do things around the house and hopefully do some more reading, but I might take a little bit of a break from it and watch some. I started Demon Slayer, the anime, and I'm really enjoying it so far, but I also want to go for a walk. The world is my oyster today, so that is what the plan is, and I will talk to you guys later. Welcome to the end of the vlog. So I wanted to do a little wrap up of everything that I read this weekend. I'm pretty pleased with all of my progress, and I'm happy to share that I'm pretty pleased with all of my progress this weekend. I finished 2 books, which is really good for me, honestly, and especially given how little I've been reading the last couple of months, this was really good progress on my April TBR. I already got 2 books off of it, and I've been reading a lot more of the other 2, so let's talk about it. So the first book that I finished this weekend was City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This was obviously a reread for me, and I really enjoyed it. I don't have much else to say about this book, but I read it, and I'm excited to be continuing on with the rest of the series. And then I also finished Morning Star by Pierce Brown, which was so good. It broke my heart, and then it wove it back together. It was perfect, and I'm very, very happy that I read it. I mean, everything about this book, the found family, the sci-fi, the politics, the characters, just all around 5 out of 5 stars. Loved it so much, and I've kind of stopped rating my books on Goodreads. I feel like I just enjoy reading the books and not really having to think about what rating I'm going to give it. Unless it's a 5-star book, then I do rate it on Goodreads. So this definitely got 5 stars for me, and I am very, very excited to read Iron Gold, hopefully in the coming weeks. I haven't really listened to any more of the audiobook for City of Glass. I'm still on page 119. But I've been still flying through it, and I am hoping that between my commute during this week and just all of the other random little things that I have going on, I should be able to finish it relatively quickly as well. So that will be really exciting. But this one I am enjoying a lot more than City of Ashes. Again, it's still not my favorite series or anything, but I am still having a good time. Let me know down below if I should read City of Fallen Angels after this, or if I should start my read of The Infernal Devices. Basically, what is your recommended reading order? I need to know, because I am very conflicted on if I want to just read The Mortal Instruments and then go into The Infernal Devices and read it more in a series order, or if I should be reading it in publication order, because I have seen it both ways. So let me know what you recommend down below. I would love your input. And then of course I started Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I unfortunately did not get to page 50. I made it to page 32. So definitely long ways to go, but I am already really enjoying Austen's writing style, and I think this is going to be a book that I absolutely adore. I've been annotating it a bunch already, even though I'm only 30 pages in, which is always a good sign. So there are many quotes and just things that I love. I've also been highlighting like moments between Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth, even though they kind of just met, but there were already these 2 pink tabs. There were already 2 times where I was like, yes, I want to capture those moments, and there have been some funny things and just quotes that I've loved already, so I'm having a really good time with this one, and hopefully I will be able to finish it this week. Maybe I'll do another reading vlog and I can talk about it in there, who knows. I don't know what my plans are yet, but I did want to mention that I am really enjoying this, even though I'm not too far of the way into it. Thank you guys so much for watching this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!